Welcome to the video. You know, back when VR was still relatively new, I considered buying a headset. The only thing really stopping me from buying one was people saying that there were no good games out for VR. Fast forward 3 years and I buy one, and I get some games and I play them, and they're like really good. Like, man, I could have been playing this the whole time. So today I'm going over some of my favorite games and why they're awesome, and also some of my least favorite games and why they're terrible. I hope you like it. Also, I know this is very different from my normal content, but please watch to the end so YouTube recommends it to people. First game is Zero Caliber VR, which is like a shoot 'em up game. Before I actually tell you what I think of the game, I just want to say that in every game where I have a real body, I love to put my controllers on the floor and stretch my arms out to inhuman proportions. I don't know why I find that funny, but I do. Anyways, you spawn in this closet with this guy, and the first thing I did was realize I can climb on any object, so I just kind of grabbed onto his face and did some pull-ups. And then I looked closer into his face and realized that it was made up of about 20 pixels, so the graphics are pretty minimal. I love stealing people's magazines and then just throwing them away. Oh yeah, the walking is really nauseating. The game must have heard me saying how nauseating the walking was and made me go through an obstacle course. In the obstacle course, you have to go through these monkey bars, but the thing is, your body doesn't actually have any physics, so you can kind of just levitate above it and make your body like go through the wood. After seeing what I had seen, I decided that I wanted to live no longer and decided to attempt suicide by flinging myself off of a light tower, but I ended up just glitching midair and not dying, so I was very disappointed. Throwing magazines at people's faces is funner than you would think. As soon as the game gave me access to a gun, I just killed the only person who had been friendly to me. Didn't work, so I tried it up close, and then I realized that the gun hole graphics, even on people, are the same as they are on metal, so apparently this guy's head is made out of metal. I decided that was the final straw and tried to end myself again, which sadly did not work. I did need to actually shoot the targets if I wanted to continue with the game, so I went and did that. This next stage was teaching me how to use shotguns, but no matter what I tried, I just could not get my shotgun to work. I tried to kill myself with it, that didn't work either. I had hit rock bottom, man. I was straight up not having a good time. Oh yeah, the game lets you flip people off, which is very cool, but not as cool since I can't actually kill anyone while doing it since the shotgun doesn't work. Also, you have infinite ammo for some reason, so that's cool. I ended up just using this guy's head as a launching mechanism and threw myself onto the roof. In the next area, the game gave me access to a gun that actually worked, and of course I abused it and immediately tried to murder my instructor. And then I tried to murder myself, which, believe it or not, I was actually successful, and I was just so happy when I saw that I had died, only to have it ruined by being respawned in the hell that I was born in. You know, now that I'm editing this, I'm realizing that I reviewed the tutorial and not the game itself, so I can't really give this a number rating out of 10. If I were, though, I would say the tutorial was a strong 4 out of 10. I am a really bad game reviewer, but hopefully it is still entertaining. Okay, next game is Blade and Sorcery, which is like this really cool sword fighting game with actual physics for all of the weapons. When you load up the game, the first thing that you see is a mirror. You might be thinking, why is there a mirror here? And then you move your hands around, and you watch as your character's hands follow your hands, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna be here for a while just waving my hands around. And that's exactly what I did. For like 30 minutes, I just wove my hands around like an idiot, and then I realized that when I squatted, my character squatted too, so I was there for like another half hour. Yeah, if you couldn't tell already, I get sidetracked really easily. Just warning you right now, to call this game gory would be an understatement. So if you are at all uncomfortable with blood or a small child, please skip to this timestamp. I don't want angry parents yelling at me for going from Minecraft to bloody sword game without telling them. Okay, now on to what I actually think about the game. I freaking love it. Now, if you, like me, happen to be human, you like violence. That's just the way it is. But you see, thing is, in real life, there's this pesky little thing called the government that gets really mad at you if you go up to someone and stab them 50 times. So what are you gonna do if you want to stab someone, but you also don't want the government to get mad at you? Well, you play this game, because let me tell you, you can definitely stab people, and the government probably won't even get mad at you. Now, since the game's core element is violence, you would hope that they would do it well, right? Well, they do. They do it really well. I mean, just listen to this. It's like music to my ears. It should not be like music to my ears. I should probably go get some help. This game isn't just gore, though. They have some neat game mechanics, like you can use your axe as a zipline and climb up rocks with your daggers, which is probably the coolest thing I've ever done in a video game. Oh yeah, also you have the Force for some reason, which not only makes picking up knives and weapons a lot easier, it also makes you feel really cool while doing it. Yeah, I feel really guilty for liking this game, but at the same time, stabbing people is fun, so I'm gonna keep playing it. If you need to let out some anger, stabbing virtual people is a very good way to do it. It's probably not a healthy way to do it, but it is a good way to do it. Oh, and if you're looking for like a delicate, precise fighting game, this is not the game for you. The combat mechanics are very similar to the Wii U sword game, so the gameplay doesn't exactly require a lot of skill. If you own a VR headset and do not own this game, you are doing it wrong. This game is a work of art, especially if you are a terrible person like me. Next game is Job Simulator. Remember when like every Let's Play channel played this in 2016, back when it was like the only VR game in existence? Yeah, it's that one. Now, to put it shortly, Job Simulator is not a job simulator. Now, is that a bad thing? Hell no. Just think about that title, Job Simulator. I mean, who the hell would want to play a good job simulator that makes you feel like you're actually in an office working a 9-to-5 job?
Okay, everybody, let's make some business.
Exactly, no one. But who wants to play a game that does a terrible job at making you an office worker and lets you screw around in your environment? I mean, at least a few people. And that's exactly who plays this game. At least a few people. This game is ridiculous, man. Within 2 minutes, I was eating rotten donuts and throwing up all over the printer, shooting staples at Susan, who told me to come on. And about 5 minutes in, I'd begun my counterfeit cash business. I mean, come on. I tried to make it rain and it didn't really work, so I just ended up throwing all the money at Susan. Come on. One thing that I found a lot funnier than I should have is that the copier makes a copy of literally anything you put in it, including like phones. I copied a moldy donut and threw up all over the printer, and then tried to copy the throw up, which sadly did not work. It's okay though, because I then proceeded to projectile vomit directly onto Susan. Come on! And you're not just limited to being an office worker in this game. You can be a chef, gas station clerk, or car mechanic as well. Here's a short list of just some of the ridiculous things you can do as those. Set off fireworks in the store, supersize fireworks, and then set them off in the store. Become addicted to scratch tickets. Become really addicted to scratch tickets. Make your customers pay $2,000 for an empty soda can. Become an alcoholic chef. Make pretzel juice. Jesus Christ. What is this game? Attempt to make fire extinguisher juice and fail, so just extinguish your manager instead. Drink directly from the blender. Make fire extinguisher, bread slice, and tea soup. What? Grandma's secret recipe. Drink gasoline, one of my favorite hobbies. Steal your customers' wheels and watch them grind on the rims all the way out of your shop. Oh my god. Job Simulator is a terrible, terrible job simulator, but kind of a good game. Because a good job simulator would be a bad game. Next game is Beat Sabre. It's basically Guitar Hero with Wii remotes. And if that sounds terrible, that's because it is. Not. I love this game so much. Basically, you have a saber, you can get it because the game's called Beat Saber, in each of your hands. And these cubes with arrows on them are coming at you, and you gotta cut them in the direction of the arrow. You cut the blue cubes with the blue saber and the red ones with the red saber. And dude, let me tell you, this game makes you feel like a ninja. I mean, at first it's not gonna. You'll feel slightly overwhelmed by the massive cubes flying at your face. But eventually, trust me, you gonna get really good. Sure, you might look like an idiot playing it, but it makes you feel cool, okay? Also, this game makes you actually do a slight amount of exercise, which is why the most likely reason I lose a song is just because I gave up halfway through. Basically, there's a reason it's the #1 VR game. This is the only VR game I consistently play. It's great. All right, we've gone over some of the good ones. Now it's time to go over some of the not so good ones. First bad game, Minecraft VR. Oh god. This game, dude, I don't like it one bit. Here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with the game, like it's not glitchy or anything. It's just Minecraft does not make a good VR game. You see, the thing with VR is you want to limit your movement as much as possible. This is why most VR games have you cooped up in a little area, because when your in-game character moves without you moving in real life, it gives you motion sickness. And Minecraft, at its core, is a game where you're moving around and exploring a lot. You see, when you combine a lot of movement with motion sickness whenever you move, you're gonna have a lot of motion sickness. Yeah, I mean, Minecraft was just not made for VR. It does not translate over well. I made a video on this game and I was pretty miserable the whole time. I think that translated into the commentary, considering that the average person only watched 6 of the 20 minutes. This game gets a 4 out of 10, not great. Okay, this next game isn't really good or bad. We're talking about The Climb. If you've only played one VR game, it's probably this one at a Best Buy demo or something. And there's a good reason for it. It is pretty. Sorry, let me rephrase that. This game is stunningly beautiful. I mean, at least it is to me since I've only played Minecraft for the past 6 months. I mean, come on, just look at that sunrise. And the ice here is actually shining. I mean, dude, I like it. It's pretty. But here's the thing. The game may look really good, but that's about it. Other than that, this game is pretty much a ladder climber simulator. That's not even necessarily a bad thing. I really enjoyed just climbing and looking around and observing my environment. It was fun. I just don't think it's something that I could play more than a few times. Okay, I mean, it's not just a ladder climbing simulator. You'll have to do the occasional cool thing like having to get off of an object before it falls. Oh yeah, also the game will just occasionally fling you off the mountain at Mach speed, so yeah. This game, much like Beat Saber, will occasionally make you feel like a ninja when you land a jump or save yourself from a big fall, but not nearly as much as the other two. That's pretty much the whole game. I can't really rate this game out of 10. Some people like it, some people won't. If I had to, I would give it a 7. I have one more game that I wanted to put in, but decided not to. That's because I think I could probably make an entire standalone video on that game because of how good it is. So drop a like if you want to see that. Drop a like. I don't like the way that sounds. Thank you for watching to the end. That helps out the video more than you think. This is where like most YouTubers would add an end screen. I don't know what to say.